Hello and welcome to the Commander's Quarters, your Magic the Gathering source that helps you command your budget. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all their support. Hey everyone, Mitch coming in for the Commander's Quarters studio. Welcome to the show. So, Kaldheim spoiler season just started today, and it started with a bang. So if you haven't seen the episode on Valky God of Lies / Tybalt Cosmic Imposter, go ahead and check that one out. Yes, Tybalt is back, and Tybalt can be your commander now. Well, technically, it's Valky, but is actually Tybalt in disguise. Just watch the episode when you've got some time. But first, watch this episode, and like that last episode, this one also has spoilers, so spoiler warning. Make sure you don't watch this episode if you don't want to see spoilers, but if you do, let's get going. So on this quick take, we're going to be talking about Odin, Alrund, god of the cosmos, and Hakka Whispering Raven. But first, I gotta get this Anchorman quote out of my system. Great Odin's Raven! Thanks, Ron Burgundy. Anyways, this is yet another MDFC commander, and again, MDFC means modal dual face card. So essentially you can cast either side depending on what you want to do. Let's just go through the cards first, then we can discuss what kind of a deck we can build around this commander. Alrund, God of the Cosmos, is a 1/1 god that costs 3 blue, and it gets +1/+1 for each card in your hand and each foretold card that you own in exile. At the beginning of your end step, choose a card type, then reveal the top 2 cards of your library, put all cards of the chosen type in your hand, and the rest in the bottom of your library in any order. And then the other side is Hakka Whispering Raven, a 2/3 bird with flying that costs 1 and a blue. Whenever a Hakka Whispering Raven deals combat damage to a player, return it to its owner's hand, then scry 2. So on one side, we've got a god that gets bigger based on the amount of knowledge that you have, and the foretelling things too. And on the other side, we've got Stormcrow. So let's start things off actually in reverse order today and talk about the backside first. Now, the Raven side might not be all that powerful, but it does give you early on flexibility. A 2/3 flyer for 2 is good, especially since it lets you scry 2 when it hits, and then it goes back to your hand, which is perfect for an MDFC commander. So hitting actually helps you set up and know what your next draws are when you cast Alrund. Keep in mind though that commander tax is applied to both sides of the MDFC card, so if Hakka dies, Alrund's gonna cost more as well. So there is a risk in casting the Hakka side early, because if it dies, Alrund's gonna cost you 7 to get out. That being said, you can do some tricky things with it as well. You are in blue, which has a lot of blink cards, and if you blink in MDFC, it comes back as the front, which is Alrund, which costs 3 more than your Raven, so yeah, you're going to be able to save mana potentially by just blinking it. So there can be a slight risk in playing it down as a Raven early, but there can be a lot of benefits for doing so. But when it comes to this deck, it actually really wants to focus on the front, well, unless you're a big, Raven fan. Maybe you're from Baltimore, I don't know. And again, that side is Alrund, God of the Cosmos, which is just a 1/1, but it gets bigger based on your hand size and your foretold cards. Oh yeah, and it can also just potentially draw you 2 cards in a turn. So there's that. So this is actually a Voltron-style commander that can gain you a lot of card advantage. So let's dig further into that second part. At your end step, you have to choose a card type, and then based on your choice and then what's on top of your library, you're either going to be drawing 0, 1, or 2 cards. Okay, rules lawyers out there, technically they're not drawn, they go into your hand. You get what I mean. Now, there are obviously things that can help you out, including the Raven itself if you've got that side down first. Making a more informed decision is definitely going to help you draw more cards in the long run. And blue has plenty of ways to help you out. A card like Brainstorm can be great in a deck like this. It draws you 3 cards, and you put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. So before your end step, you simply cast this, draw 3 cards, then take 2 cards that share a card type, put them on top, and then you get them back. And of course, you can include more scry effects like Crystal Ball, which you pay 1, you scry 2. Now, scrying 2 doesn't guarantee that you're going to get 2 of the exact same types of cards on top. It can improve your chances though, and it does help guarantee that you're going to be drawing at least 1 card. That is, unless you scry both the cards away and then you don't know, and then it's just guessing again. With this type of a deck, it might be beneficial to include cards that allow you to see the top card of your library, and even something like Future Sight that allows everyone to see it does make up for that by allowing you to play the top card of your library. But some cards that you definitely want in this kind of a deck are ones that allow you to have no maximum hand size like Folio Fantasies. And on top of giving you no maximum hand size, Foil Fantasies has pay XX, tap, each player draws X cards. So you can draw cards with this, make your commander bigger, and it's kind of a combat trick that you can use. And actually, any of your instant speed draw spells like Pull from Tomorrow are going to be basically combat tricks with this kind of a deck. Not only do they provide you card advantage, but they're also going to pump your commander. And speaking of pumping your commander, you should definitely consider Imperial Plate in this deck. It's an equipment that costs 2 to equip, and it says equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each card in your hand. So yeah, effectively doubling up the hand size benefit that your commander already gets. But also remember that Alrund also includes foretell cards. You know, like Alrund's Epiphany, which is a fantastic new card. It's a sorcerer for 5 blue, and it has create 2 1/1 blue bird creature tokens with flying, take an extra turn for this one, exile Alrund's Epiphany. Its foretell cost is 4 blue, so basically during your turn you can pay 2 to exile this card from your hand face down, then you cast it on a later turn for its foretell cost. So essentially you get a slight discount on this if you cast it on a later turn. Regardless, we're probably going to be getting a lot more foretell cards, so be on the lookout for those. And if you haven't seen my spoiler episode on Rise of the Dread Marn, go ahead and check that one out. It kind of shows the power level of what an instant foretell spell can do. But back to this episode, into a fantastic recommendation from Eddie, thank you Eddie, with Enter the Infinite. A sorcery for a mere 8 blue, so yeah, 12 mana in total. Draw cards equal to the number of cards in your library, then put a card from your hand on top of your library. You have no maximum hand size until your next turn. So basically, draw your deck, have a library size of 1, and have a gigantic commander that you can smack your opponents with. But I probably should have mentioned this before, although the Raven side does have flying, Alrund doesn't have any kind of evasion. So like many other Voltron commanders, you're going to want things like Whispersoak Cloak. Not only does it make your commander unblockable, but it also gives it Shroud to protect it too. So yeah, with all that power, you need ways to get it through. But now let's move on to talk about some similar commanders to this one. And as always, I do stress similar because there's never going to be a one-to-one comparison, but there are ones that are somewhat close. The first one is going to be Sora Maru, First to Dream, which basically just has the first part of Alrund. Its power and toughness are each equal to the number of cards in your hand. Yes, you can pay 4 to return land back to your hand to draw a card. Different, again, it does provide card advantage in a different way, yeah. Alrund definitely has a leg up on this one because of its flexibility, and that it can draw you 2 cards, then you have to return a land back to your hand, and so on and so forth. And another one is Dragonlord Ojutai. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand, the rest of them bottom of your library in any order. So yeah, this one can be a Voltron commander. It does protect itself as long as it's untapped, and then yeah, when it deals combat damage, you also get some card advantage there too. And of course, Nezahal is a commander that we can compare this one to as well, and actually Nezahal was the very first deck tech that I ever made for this channel, so if you want to see that deck tech, go ahead and check it out. Just please forgive the poor audio quality and transitions. I've learned a lot since then. Again, no real one-to-one comparisons, but again, a Voltron commander that can provide you card advantage can be a pretty cool thing. Now, when it comes to my gut feeling on this card, I'm kind of torn. Voltron-style commanders aren't usually the most powerful ones out there, but they can be very effective in certain groups. And on top of that, you need to consider that this commander can provide you a good amount of card advantage and flexibility as well. So I'm cautiously optimistic about this one? Yeah, let's go with that. And with that, this show is coming to a close, so it's my turn to hear from you. So in the comments below, let me know what your thoughts on this episode are, and as always, thanks again and have a good one.